Hello. Thank you for being part of the Curt and Jen in the morning. This is the podcast, and we are happy that you are here.
Yes, that's all true. And while you are here, please, if you want to take a moment, that'd be awesome to like, to follow, to subscribe. We would love all those things to help the show grow and prosper, although there's no real prosperity right now.
We prosper together, being a bigger group.
You like that? We prosper together?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go with that. We prosper together.
Here's what we have coming up today. Valentine's Day stuff and trends. Those are Curt's words, stuff and trends.
Stuff and trends both. So if you thought you were getting one, you're actually getting both. I'm just saying.
Another way to take off besides sick days. Oh,
Get time off. Yeah.
okay.
How about the, and I do like some of these other ones that we threw in here, the fun ones, the best and worst drivers based on the brand of car that you drive. All right. So we'll see if people that are like driving Honda Pilots or Party Pilots are the worst drivers or the best drivers, or they made the list. Also, 5 highly processed foods that aren't actually all that bad for you.
And an article of clothing that you own that always starts a conversation. I am wearing mine today.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I'm not showing.
Hang on for a little bit. I know you're excited about it.
Okay. All right.
It's a good shirt. Here we go. All right.
Yes. I wanted to talk about the weather real quick because here in the Pacific Northwest, it has been way below freezing. It is way colder than it normally is here, like in the teens.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's
I'm
a little
like,
bit on the chilly side.
Let's find the good in this. What's the good? Okay.
There's
you know what's
snow.
Good? I discovered it yesterday. Picking up dog poop in your yard makes it a lot easier when it's frozen.
Let me jump in here and say that I don't disagree with that, but my issue is if they go out and then they go and then snow falls on it, you can't see it.
Right.
And then you have a good chance of stepping on it.
That is true, Curt Cruz, but the snow is gone and it is just frozen in my backyard. And I'm like, this picking up poop, it doesn't smell. It's easy to pick up. Yes.
You really brought us there in person, didn't you? It's like, oh yeah, just like I could not smell it.
I did. And then I also wanted to mention that in the store yesterday, I saw the cutest darn things for Valentine's Day. They were heart-shaped Driscoll's berries. Okay, can we just say they're local? I love them so much. Okay. They have heart-shaped containers for their raspberries and strawberries. What a perfect gift. No, I did not buy any. I didn't want to spend any US dollars right then.
What's the custom dipping station?
Oh, well, I wanted to bring that up because Fred Meyer and QFC, you know, I do work for them.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Galentine's Day, and Friday, Valentine's Day, in their stores, they have these custom chocolate dip strawberry stations. And so you go up and you say, okay, let's see, what does Dana like? Does she like milk chocolate, white chocolate, or dark chocolate?
Let's go with dark chocolate.
So they dip them in the dark chocolate for you, and then you can pick a color of drizzle that you want on it and some sprinkles, and they customize it just for your love.
Where is this located? At all the
Fred Meyer and QFC stores tomorrow and Friday only.
Okay.
I think it's from like 10 to 5 or something like that.
I might have to get on that. That sounds
right.
Pretty cool.
Isn't that cool?
not to give to Dana. I'm just going to go there and make them and then eat them right on the spot.
Me too. Me too, Curt Cruz. Okay, that is what I had for you. I thought those were fun ideas.
Those are fun ideas. I love it. This doesn't really have anything to do with Valentine's Day, but it is a really neat story anyway. We've heard in the past, recently in the recent past, the Mr. Post Malone, or just, Post as we call him, right? He is got kind of a reputation now for leaving big tips.
Yeah.
And he has done it again. We're not going to say how much. Here's the audio. This is from a bar at New Orleans called the Howlin' Wolf. And this is from Saturday night. They talked to one of the servers, right?
Yeah.
I think. Oh, man.
Post Malone walked through the door, went straight to the bathroom, as most people do in New Orleans, straight to the bathroom, came back and sat down, and I kind of really recognized who it was. And he ordered a couple Bud Lights. So the tab was $25, and then as he was leaving, he signed his credit card receipt and tipped me $2,000. Cried a little bit, went outside, hugged him, thanked him. He was super kind.
How about that? $2,000 tip on a $25 tab. But there was an issue. The square, you know, the little thing you use to swipe your credit cards
Yeah.
and stuff, the little
Yeah.
square thing said that's fraud. They're like, there's no way somebody left a $2,000 tip on a $25 tab. But eventually they got it approved, and the bartender got the $2,000. I guess that was the bartender.
Is what? And yeah, the bartender oh yeah, okay. And his favorite drink was, in case you want to buy Post Malone a drink sometime,
Hmm.
was it Bud Light?
That's what he was. That's what he was having that night.
Oh, but he probably
You
varies it
can't
up.
go wrong
You're
with that.
right. You probably
And then
just
you
need to
might.
ask him.
The other story is he tipped a Pizza Hut manager in Utah about $1,200 a few weeks ago. He left a bartender in Houston $20,000 on Christmas Eve.
I mean,
So
that's so awesome. I love that. I mean, you know what? Good for him. I love that he's doing that. And I'll give him press any old day. I'll talk about that. That's
it's
putting good in the
fantastic.
world.
Which you know, of course, people say, well, that's not very much to Post Malone. True, but he doesn't have to do it. You know, I think that's awesome.
Yeah, a 20% tip was all he would have had to leave. What is that? $5. And instead he
Give or
left
take,
way
yeah.
more. I think that's awesome. Anyway, okay.
Go Post, exactly.
Here are some unexpected Valentine's Day trends that we wanted to pass along to you since it's 2 days away. Google just released these stats, and candy maker Ferrero also released a poll, and there are surprising things about Valentine's Day, which includes most women would rather stay in. 6 in 10 say celebrating at home sounds like more fun than going out, and a little over half of men agreed with that. And 60% overall think that a home cooked meal is more romantic than a fancy restaurant. Would you agree, Curt?
How could you not? I mean, I fancy restaurants. Yes, I understand if you're going out to Canlis or Ruth's Chris or something like that. It's fancy and it's nice and it's expensive, but you know, the home cooked meal, you're like, you know, you're cooking it with love, right?
Yeah, and you can
That's
cook
important.
naked.
Yeah. What? Half of women think Valentine's Day proposals are overrated. And how about this? This was a surprise. Google says the top trending Valentine's Day date this year is going to an arcade.
What?
Yeah, it says hitting up an arcade. Zoos are next. Zoos? All right.
I mean, zoos can be fun.
Then it goes to couple spas. I get that. Paint and sip parties, which are fun. But I don't know. Is there an arcade around that we could go to even if we wanted to?
Yeah, there's the one in Bellevue, like the Lucky Strike place.
That's right. Okay.
There's a handful of them actually. There's some good one. There's a good one. Maybe it's in Marysville. There are some good ones. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. Any more stuff and trends for Valentine's Day we should know about, Jen?
Yeah, 2 in 5 men want a male equivalent Galentine's Day. What would that be Malentine's Day?
I've not given it any thought, but
Valentine's Day, Dudentine's Day.
I guess, yeah, Guyentine's Day. Maybe that's the one. Guyentine's Day.
The show Parks and Recreation came up with Galentine's Day in 2010, and they defined it as ladies celebrating ladies, and it's always on the 13th, the day before Valentine's Day.
Nice.
I'm getting together with girlfriends tomorrow.
You're doing what?
Lunch. I'm going to do a little Galentine's Day lunch tomorrow.
Of course you are.
Because why not?
You know, there's the reason. I think that's why guys want it too. Because, you know, why not? Why not? So you've heard about some of the fun Valentine's-y type of things coming up here. Domino's, we talked about that they've made a pizza-scented perfume. Papa John's has this.
I
Bath
can't believe
bombs?
this. No, garlic, like they're garlic sauce bath bombs.
Do tell.
In case you want to smell like their garlic sauce, which is delicious, by the way. And sometimes I say when I'm eating, I'm like, oh my God, I would bathe in this stuff. It's so good. Well, now you can. They have these buttery garlic sauce bath bombs. It's a limited edition to make it easier for you to smell like their their buttery garlic sauce. Unfortunately, they're not selling it. You have to try to win it. They're doing a contest and selecting super fans who share their love for dipping sauce on social media. So you got to go online and tell them how badly you need a bath
that smells like garlic dipping sauce.
I mean, it's kind of a dumb marketing stunt, but
well, how about this?
We're talking about it.
I just noticed a trend here. A lot of these new products are not available to be purchased. A lot of them say, "Oh, you know what, we're doing this. Go to our website and play this game or get in this contest, and maybe you can win." I wonder why they're not just saying, "Here, we're going to put it out for people to buy," because they know it's a terrible idea, perhaps.
I don't know. They are saying that if you wanted to buy enough of the Papa John's garlic sauce, you'd have to spend about $475 to have enough sauce to bathe in it. I mean, that's gross, really, if you think about it.
I agree with you. Gross is, gross is pretty gross. Should we do this next one here? The final thing we think I'd have on Valentine's Day for today?
Well, it's not the final thing because the last thing we're talking about is Valentine's Day, but yes.
All right. Here.
This is terrible. I didn't realize there was a Red Tuesday, which was
apparently
yesterday.
there is. We didn't mention this yesterday because, well, we didn't know. But if you broke up with someone yesterday, or if you were broken up with yesterday, you are in good company. This is the Tuesday before Valentine's Day, which I believe they call Red Tuesday. And a study of about 1,200 people found about a third of people ended a relationship in the week running up to Valentine's Day. All right. And 66% of those people opted to part ways on the Tuesday before Valentine's Day, hence the name Red Tuesday.
Thank goodness a hot firefighter boyfriend Pat did not break up with me yesterday.
Well, I didn't get broken up with either, which is good. But this does remind me of that. I think I shared that story a long time ago when we were doing way back when it was Curt, Corinne, and Leonard on the radio. So about 4 or 5 years ago, we did a random fact like this, and somebody called and just laid into us because, do you realize my husband just dumped me yesterday? Thanks a lot.
Oh, jeez.
Like, calm down. Sorry, we're just the messenger here. So anyway, let's move on from that because it's not the happiest of news, right?
Right, that's right.
Question of the day from yesterday. This is where you get to show your shirt, Jen.
An article of clothing that you own that always starts a conversation.
Always starts a conversation. So we will lead by example here. And I know only if you're watching this can you see, but Jen, if you want to stand up for a second.
I'm going to stand up a little bit because the first part of this, it says good vibes only. So right there, that's pretty good for me. Like good vibes only is all about me. But if you look at
it says positive vibes. Okay.
It's a woman that's riding a vibrator. I got it during remember when we did that silly t-shirt exchange at Girls Weekend?
I do recall when you did that.
This was mine.
I'm glad you described it because the visual, I had to look away. But that's a good one. That's be a conversation starter. Mine doesn't have anything phallic in it. Sorry. But this shirt, which my wife thinks I threw away because she told me to. This is a t-shirt I got a few years ago. Can you see that?
Hold it up more. It's it's the face of a German Shepherd. And it's a black shirt, so it kind of blends right into it.
And
cool.
I mean, it is the size of the German Shepherd head takes up basically the whole shirt. I mean, this is a massive, and my wife said it's creepy. There's just eyes staring at you.
If you kind of look at it long enough, it could be a bear too.
I suppose it could be.
It looks like a bear.
All I know is I was supposed to get rid of it, so I hid it somewhere.
Well, keep hiding it. You shouldn't get rid of it.
Well, she said to get rid of it. It's my wife.
Oh my gosh. What? Okay.
Now I got to find a new hiding spot because I'm not getting rid of it. But anyway, we asked an article of clothing that you own that always starts a conversation. And as always, you guys totally showed up.
Well, Randy is being funny because he said it would probably be my halter top. So if Randy has a halter top, I have not seen it. He has not brought it out at a happy hour, and that will be a thing.
Well, I have seen it, and you don't want to see it on him at the happy hour. I'm just saying.
He wore it to
another article of clothing you own that always starts a conversation. Heather says, the amazing scarf one of my students made for me. Oh, and there's a photo with this, and it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, Marilyn, my winter hat that looks like Elmer Fudd.
Okay.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Now you get to read this one because it has Latin in it. Jen.
I can't do it. You got to do it.
Sonia says, and I'm going to butcher this, but I'll do my best, right? Sonia says, I have a super old sweatshirt that I love. It reads, Si hoc leger skis, nimium I'm sorry, what would that be? Eruditonius hobbies. Anyway, in Latin, I guess it says, if you can read this, you are overeducated.
I am clearly not. I can't even say it.
Neither am I. I couldn't, I totally butchered it.
Oh, okay. Carrie said, I don't think I have any articles of clothing that strike up conversation, but I have lots of jewelry with the stone Larimar. It's my favorite. Got my first piece in the
Dominican Republic, probably DR on my
honeymoon 24 years ago. Yeah, my mom, she was wearing a ring, and which was very fun, by the way. Carrie and her mom, who was in from out of town, and me and my mom met for lunch yesterday, and it was super fun. And my mom even commented on her ring. It was a little conversation right there.
Corey, my ASU shirts and sweatshirts seem to strike up conversations all the time. Is that ASU, Arizona State?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm in the Midwest. I was in the Midwest growing up, so it could be Arkansas State or
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Arizona State. Okay, and then Susie, what is this?
It's an amazing, colorful fanny pack. She said, I am so uncool with my fanny pack. I have had this one since high school, and it's like brown with this floral, like big floral pattern on it. That's awesome, Susie.
That is pretty awesome, Susie. Yeah, I have to
And
agree.
then Jenny's, this is the last one we have. Jenny posted a picture of her article of clothing, and it is this black, it's this really cute black dress, but it has lip prints all over it.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yes.
A bunch of lip prints.
It's awesome.
Of course, that's going to start a conversation. I love that. Let me show my dog again.
Oh my
I'm so proud of it.
All right. Yep.
Why don't you show yours?
I
showed mine. You show yours.
Okay. We need some music.
Okay. Here we go.
So if you've had to move before, you know that it is a huge pain. And the top post-moving regret, and I can attest to this, is not getting rid of more stuff.
Oh.
When's the last time you even moved, Curt Cruz?
Well, when I got this house, so that'd be 2001.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I moved a year and a half ago.
Well, then you should have some of these experiences. You said the top thing was people saying, I didn't throw out enough stuff.
Yes. In a new
top
survey.
Moving regret.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that is because, and I've been there before as well, where at the time, you know, or even prior to that, you're thinking, okay, I got to get rid of a lot of stuff. I need to get rid of a lot of stuff. I'm going to get rid of a lot of stuff. And then all of a sudden moving day is on. And you're like, just shove it in boxes.
That's exactly right.
That's what happens. Then you've got that stuff again at your new place.
So a new survey asked people what was the worst part of moving, and the top response included it being bigger than expected hassle,
right?
It being a bigger than expected expense, and it was sad to leave their old place.
Oh.
But the most common regret is they didn't discard more belongings, like donating clothes and appliances or just trashing crap that you don't need anymore.
Right. People say moving is more stressful than the following things: planning a wedding, having a baby, getting a divorce, getting laid off, or a death in the family.
I don't agree with that.
I don't either. I'm going to say that moving is not more stressful. You and I just got laid off a little over a year ago. No, not quite.
I would rather move than get laid off. And I'd much rather move than get a divorce, because that was also terrible.
Or a death in the family. Well, these people that said that, we strongly disagree. Right?
Yeah, I have to plug in my computer tonight.
Okay. Here we have.
I can't even believe this. There are so many things I have to say about this.
Well, you go for it then.
It says companies will start giving out, quote, sex days on top of sick days. Now, come on. This can't even be real.
A lot of people may have tried to use a sick day on this past Monday after the Super Bowl. We talked about that just to, recharge. But in the future, you might be able to use a sex day. A new report says it's possible that workplaces might start providing special days for what they call, quote, sexual wellness. And these so-called sex days will be dedicated time off for intimacy, health, and related needs.
I mean, what about those people that don't have partners at the moment? Do they provide a partner for that too?
Or are they offering up also, here's some free edible underwear or something like that?
That
if they're going to give you the day off for that, they should also give you some of the
treats to go with it. Here's some treats to go with your day off.
Yeah.
And who's going to mark on their time card or their little request form? Oh, I'm going to take this as a sex day. And then you come back and you can't barely walk and people know why. And then what? There is so many things that are wrong with this.
We went through 3 cans of Cool Whip on my sex day. Jeez.
Just call it a mental health day.
Because essentially that's what it is.
Well, I know, but why are they feeling like they have to call it a sex day? They are saying half of employees who have taken a sex day reported increased productivity.
for at least a day or two, then it's like, okay, I need another sex day.
Nearly 1 in 5 Americans would feel comfortable approaching their manager about taking a sex day or sexual wellness day. Would you, Curt?
Yeah, I think well, I think that that's stuff that's not, discussed enough. I mean, people talk about mental health and obviously your physical health, and I think that that's something that people should pay some more attention to because it is, let me see, it's natural, it's fun, it's best when it's one-on-one, is what I've heard. Thank you, George Michael.
Hey, George Michael. That was awesome, actually. Well played.
This is one that you're gonna like. You're gonna like this one, Jen.
Okay.
BuzzFeed has a new plan. They're suggesting, and I believe that they're putting this into action, their own BuzzFeed's own AI-powered social media platform, and their goal is to use it to spread joy. The idea being that this is the Jonah Peretti is the head of BuzzFeed Inc., and he wants to make the internet fun again. Says that they put out a memo just released today and calling out TikTok, Meta, other social platforms for prioritizing what he describes as content with exaggerated stakes that manufacture anger and provoke fear, among other negative emotions. And that's what they use to retain user attention. We run into that every day. There's an old quote or an old phrase in news, like in the news media, and that is, if it bleeds, it leads, basically. And unfortunately, that's why when you watch the news or when you go to their websites, the first big story is always something, if it bleeds, it leads.
And Curt, not even the first big story. It's the first big story followed by like 10 others. Because when Curt and I do research for the show, we'll often say, okay, let's go to all the local sites, like all the local news sites, and see what we can find. And it's like, this is what our show is not about. We're not going to reporting all that stuff. We want the fun-loving, joyful, here's a little nugget of fun information that could be a conversation starter for you at your next gathering or whatever.
And it doesn't have to involve death, it turns out.
Yeah.
So the BuzzFeed deal, this new social media platform, they're going to have the goal to spread joy and enable playful, creative expression. The announcement so far, it's very light on details, but it was noted the new platform will use AI to give users agency instead of stealing their agency. Basically, the users are going to have the opportunity to say, hey, here's some good news, I guess. And that's going to take priority over the bad news, which I think is fantastic.
I'm excited to see how this looks and how it works and all the things.
Good for you, BuzzFeed. We appreciate you, right?
Oh, a doggy story.
This is a dog.
I did not know that the Westminster Dog Show was in New York last night.
Mm-hmm. This is
got a winner.
Yeah, and apparently this is a record. Because the winner of the Westminster, this is Best in Show, right? Monty is the dog, and which I think is kind of cute. He probably has one of those long names, like Sir Monty Montalot from Montverg, Mont. Or, they always have that kind of a. So a giant schnauzer named Monty won Best in Show at Westminster last night, the third year in a row that he'd made the final. The first time a dog from the working group has won the Best in Show since 2004, and he is the first ever giant schnauzer to ever win.
He is so cute. I looked him up, all black. He's very handsome.
And when they say giant schnauzer, they're not kidding. Those things can get pretty darn big. I don't think they get to be like, Great Dane size, but so congratulations to Monty. I didn't know that a giant schnauzer, I guess I'd never thought about it before, but you don't usually see, I only accidentally catch that sometimes. I say, oh, guess what, the dog show's on, and I'll watch it. And there's never a giant schnauzer in there.
Well, now there's the winner.
Monty proved us wrong.
Way to go, Monty. We're excited for you.
Mm-hmm.
You found this, the best and worst drivers based on the brand of vehicle you drive. I can't wait to find out where Honda pilots fit in.
Well, Honda pilots are not mentioned in this particular story. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
But it may not be surprising, and perhaps this is for the wrong reasons, but this report analyzed actual data from insurance companies and accidents reports. They came up with a definitive list of the best and worst drivers by vehicle brand, all right? The results for the worst drivers, we have the top 3 vehicles that are, I guess, owned by the worst drivers, and that would be number 3, Subaru, number 2, Ram, and number 1, Tesla. Tesla drivers apparently are, according to this, the worst drivers.
Then we must have a lot of bad drivers in our area because there's a lot of Teslas on the road.
You're correct. So that includes DUIs, speeding tickets, citations, things like that. So if you are a Tesla driver, maybe you need this part. Maybe this will help you if you know that, hey, people are looking out for you as bad drivers. So be extra, extra good. I don't know. I've seen plenty of Tesla drivers that I'm sure are fine drivers, but hey, here's the data right here. It doesn't lie. How about best drivers? On the flip side, here's the top 3 best drivers. Number 3, Cadillac drivers. Number 2, Pontiac drivers. Number 1, Mercury drivers.
Really?
Mercury drivers had 19 incidents per 1,000 drivers nationally. Which, to getting back to the Tesla had about 37 incidents per 1,000 drivers.
That's because here's what I wonder for real. I mean, there are far more Teslas on the road than there are Mercuries. I swear there are, because I can't even name a Mercury car.
But well, this is based on per 1,000 drivers either way, so that shouldn't matter.
Well, no,
Tesla drivers, 37
per
incidents per
1,000.
1,000. Mercury drivers, 19 incidents per 1,000. I would say, I'm going to get in trouble for this, that the majority of Mercury drivers are in their mid 80s. So they may be very, very safe drivers. I have nothing to back that up other than, I mean, we had a friend, my friend Tim's girlfriend, Trish, drove a Buick, and we're like, what are you doing driving a Buick? You're like a 25-year-old or whatever, which is not fair. And it's, I understand whatever car is best for you is best for you.
Stereotyping.
I know.
Like crazy right now.
Right now, if you ask me, hey, which one of your friends drive a Mercury? I'd be like, 0.
I
like you
seriously
said.
can't even name a Mercury, like a current Mercury, like, what do you call it? Model.
Mercury. Yeah, you know what? I'm bad. And if you're listening to us and you drive a Mercury, we apologize for not knowing more about your brand. Mercury. No, that's a Buick.
All right, we're moving on. There you go. Mercury drivers, way to go.
And Tesla drivers, level up your game, I guess. I don't know.
Pay more attention. How about that? All right, highly processed foods that aren't actually bad for you.
By now, you've heard everything about being healthy and losing weight, not necessarily losing weight, but being healthy. Don't eat processed foods. You can't eat processed foods, particularly highly processed foods.
Right, but health.com posted a list of the 5 you don't need to feel that guilty about eating.
Okay.
Number 1 is whole wheat bread. The bread is processed. All bread is processed, even the healthy kind.
So whole grain and whole wheat.
Right? Because, well, I mean, the flour, unless you're grounding your own flour, I guess. Okay.
It just says that the whole grain and whole wheat breads retain more of their nutritional value when processed, while white bread doesn't.
Okay. Grass-fed processed meat. A study in 2022 found that grass-fed is better than grain-fed. It has more heart-healthy omega-3s.
You can also look to hummus. Hard to find anything wrong with the old hummus there. It's got a lot of fiber and protein. Another highly processed food that aren't actually that bad for you is yogurt, which I eat a yogurt a lot.
But here's the thing, Curt. You can't, it has to be plain Greek yogurt.
Yep.
You can add your own fruit.
That's what I do.
You do? Okay.
Yeah, because I know people are thinking, oh, I get the fruit on the bottom, yogurt. That's not what we're talking about here.
That's very sugar filled. That's right.
I'll tell you what, plain Greek yogurt, and you just throw in some strawberries or blueberries or raspberry. I mean, I think it's delicious and good source of probiotics, calcium, and protein. So we've got one more.
The last one is canned beans. They're a processed food, but still a great source of protein, fiber, iron, and magnesium. Look for the low sodium versions and ones that don't have a lot of added ingredients. Beans are good for you.
Okay. Isn't there an old song about that? Beans, good for your heart.
They're a magical fruit.
We have both. Yeah, those are 2. All right, we've got 2 bean songs that we're not going to finish. Valentine's Day, 3 days away, or 2 days away, depending on how you look at it. It's Friday.
Right.
This is just to give you a heads up if you want to get prepared on planning that romantical evening.
So the most romantic movies to watch this Valentine's Day?
And this is the first list that I found and I grabbed because I disagree with it, but who am I to say? So we did say, all right, most romantic movies to watch on Valentine's Day. And I don't think this might have come from BuzzFeed. I'm not 100% sure, but according to them,
I didn't. I
and
have
again,
not watched two of the 5 of these movies.
well, I'm just the messenger here, and these are the
Okay.
top 5 they're saying, starting from 5 to 1. Casablanca, which is a classic, but I agree that a lot of people haven't seen it. Beauty and the Beast, Pride and Prejudice,
Haven't seen it.
The
Haven't-
Notebook,
Oh, that's a good one.
and Titanic.
I mean, okay. What would you say is more romantic? Do you have one? Do you have one in mind?
Well, those the 3 there, Pride and Prejudice, Notebook, and Titanic, to me are all like massive tear jerkers. I guess I was looking more for a bunch of rom-coms, and there weren't any on this particular list. However, there were other lists that had like A Star Is Born on, but that's also kind of a sad one.
Oh, A Star Is Born, A Walk to Remember, 50 Shades of Grey. That's just if you want to go brown chicken, brown cow.
Nice. Somebody put out Bridget Jones' Diary. Someone said Crazy Rich Asians. I did like that movie, by the way. That had a happy ending, quote
I know,
unquote.
but I wouldn't call that a romantic movie, would you?
So that's what I'm saying. I don't really agree with this list, and that leads us to another music transition, right? And what? Our question of the day.
Yeah, what's your go-to movie for Valentine's Day? What's the romantic? It could be a romantic movie and maybe not a romantic movie.
Do you have one top of your? We're just going to say one each because we don't want to
I
step
don't
on other
have
people's
one.
toes.
I don't have one at the top of my head.
I think that mine, and just because based on what Dana and I have watched a lot, I
The
would
Hallmark
say
movies? Anything on the Hallmark Channel?
no.
Okay.
I wasn't going to go there. I was going to go with Notting Hill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't a lot of people say Love Actually is a good one?
That should be on there as well. Although I think that's a great rom-com, but I think people view that as a Christmas movie
I
or a
know.
holiday movie. But it's still, I mean, it could still be watched. I mean, that actually, if we were going to pick one, if I was going to pick one, that might be it. I think that's a fantastic movie, but it's also got some sad parts in it.
See, I think the romantic movies come with a little sad.
Well, it depends on if the sad is, at the end, if it's resolved or if it's still sad,
Gotcha. All right.
That's just me.
All right. So we're going to post this on our Facebook page, Curt and Jen in the Morning.
Mhm.
What's your go-to movie for Valentine's Day? The most romantic movie?Maybe it's your favorite rom-com. What are you watching on Valentine's Day?
And this is also for us because we want to know,
Yeah.
are you going up to Cedro Woolley to your boyfriend's house for Valentine's Day, or what's the plan?
Pat is going to come this direction, I think. I've got Macy. We're just going to do a fun, I don't know, Valentine's Day themed something. We're staying in though. We made the conscious decision. We're going to stay in. We'll probably play some games or something. It'll be fun.
And maybe perhaps
Okay.
watch a movie that somebody suggests.
Maybe.
All right. Love it. So thank you as always for tuning in and watching and viewing and all that stuff. Again, please like, follow, subscribe. We would love you for it. We already love you, but that would be another reason.
Have an awesome Wednesday. We're halfway to Friday. Make good choices, find joy, spread kindness, and laugh.
And laugh.
Everyone.